Hey folks, well, what are we working on today? So back out in the shop, and I've been having trouble with the blasting cabinet a little bit. I feel like the issue is that I'm not getting enough airflow to the cabinet to be able to properly pick up media. Like it'll work well enough, but it's not great. It's a little frustrating. So my compressor is all the way the other end of the garage. And I have 3/8 inch air hose. However, in several places, including at the compressor itself, I use these quick disconnect fittings. This is actually the old regulator that was on the compressor. It's a 3/8 NPT. However, quick disconnect fitting, because they are convenient. These quick disconnects, though, take your line down to about a 3/16 inch opening. And so, I'm no genius, but it seems to me that the smallest diameter opening in the path from start to finish is going to be the limiting factor on airflow, regardless of what your actual line size is. If I've got a 1/2 inch air hose, but I'm taking it down to a 3/16 inch quick disconnect, it seems like this is going to be the limiting factor. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run 1/2 inch air line everywhere and eliminate all quick disconnects and smaller fittings along the way. Now, when I actually get down to my foot pedal here, that's going to take it down to 1/4 inch NPT. But I should have good, larger lines up to this point. So the foot pedal will be 1/4 inch NPT, and then when it goes into the cabinet, you're not going to be able to see that, but the blasting gun is also 1/4 inch NPT connection. So we'll get next down to 3/8 inch hose and 1/4 inch NPT fittings from the foot pedal into the cabinet. But up to the foot pedal, we're going to be going with 1/2 inch and I think 3/8 inch NPT connections. Well, let's get started. So we're going to replace this with this. So we've got a new regulator and moisture trap that will be 1/2 inch NPT the whole way. So we'll eliminate necking that down right off the hop. The first thing I'm going to do is mark this so that I can mount it to the wall. And I think I'm pretty much stuck putting it here. You want to mark that on the mortar, because that's going to be way easier to drill. Unfortunately, I don't have a rotary hammer, but for something simple like this will do. I'd love to have a quick disconnect here, but I don't have a 1/2 inch NPT quick disconnect, and I feel like it would also cut my airflow down. So we're just going to put a barb connection on this, and we're going to call that good. And yes, if you were wondering, this is Tekton air hose. I buy that because it's still made in the USA. Well, I think it always was, but one of the few brands you can find that's still made in the US. Well, right now, I think the step that makes the most sense, I believe, is just to get the new line ran. So let's do that. All right, see, this is quite a bit better of a situation now that I have that air dryer. I can just run this line straight to my foot pedal. I don't have to go through an extra water or moisture trap. So that's helpful. I can eliminate all that stuff. And you can see I've got quick disconnects there as well. So that should help. All right, my part's done. That wasn't too bad. This is all, so these are 1/2 inch, but this is, 1/4 MPT quick connect. This is necked down to a 3/8. So all this stuff's gotta be replaced. Now we're going to see. That feels like that's going to leak. Can't tighten it all the way because it's hitting the body of the regulator. It might be fine. Who knows? Time to head over and finish the blasting cabinet side. Okay, so I've got these nice Heinrich foot pedals, made in the USA. Good stuff. They do have one annoying little feature though. So here's one that doesn't have anything done to it. This is what they come like from the factory. So this is an NPT, 1/4 inch NPT thread. However, they've put on this 1/4 NPT to 1/4 NPS adapter. So this has caused problems because apparently hardly anyone uses NPS. I've had a ton of difficulty finding adapters, or not just adapters, but fittings for this. So I decided, well, I'll just eliminate this thing and just have NPT the whole way. I mean, why do I need this adapter? You need it because inside here, there is a spring like this. If you use a 1/4 inch NPT fitting, if you just screw that into here, this spring fits in it. So you don't get, you don't get any pressure on the spring, basically. So with one of these NPT to NPS adapters, the hole is much smaller, and so the spring can, butt up against it and actually compress. So yeah, this messes with the valve. So we're stuck with these NPT, NPS adapters, which I then have to adapt back to 1/4 inch NPT. So kind of shitty, but that's where we are. So that'll be ready in 6 hours. Now I've already got the end of my line prepped over there with all the appropriate fittings and adapters. This is my inlet, and that's all prepped down there. This needs to end up at a 3/8 inch barb. All right, let's take this over there, get everything hooked up, and then we wait. All right, after this cures, should be ready for a test. So, as predicted, this was leaking from the gauge port. The gauge body is contacting this part of this housing, and so you can't thread this in far enough to get good engagement, and yes, there was tape on here. So I bought a little adapter. We'll throw that on here, and I'm going to use Loctite 545 instead of tape. And same thing here, this had been leaking, so took that apart, put Loctite 545 on it, and yeah, so let's get this done. Okay, so for this I just bought these little adapters. It's sticking out just a little more than maybe you want, but if it seals, I'm all right with it. All right, next time you see me, it'll be 6 hours later. Well, phone's about dead, but it's the next day, and everything should be sealed up or cured enough, so let's fire this thing up and see what we get. All right, well, we are up to pressure, and there are no leaks anywhere, so far as I can tell. So now it's moment of truth time. Was all this time, effort, money actually worth something? Because obviously I wasn't doing this just to run airline. I was doing this because I wasn't getting enough pressure or enough flow at my blasting cabinet. So just got a piece of plate steel here. Let's see if I did any good. Well, that seems to be working pretty well. I mean, that seemed to be picking up media really quickly, better than it had been. So based on, 30 seconds of use, I'm gonna go with that was a worthwhile upgrade. We'll see on long-term results, but yeah, 1/2-inch airline and no small quick connect fittings seem to do the trick. Well, thanks for watching. Till next time, farewell.